Hey there, happy Saturday guys and gals, it's me Victor here. I'm going over the recent trading month that I've been gone, and I guess overall what's been working well within my trading system. Again, these videos are just for educational purposes only. I hope you do learn something from them, but understand that I'm not a guru, okay? I'm not profitable yet. I just do these primarily, number one, for me, because whenever I go over my recent trades, which you should be doing by yourself, it helps me understand where I'm doing right and most importantly where I'm doing wrong in order to become a better trader that I strive to become. But overall, it's been a month really since I've done one of these videos, and as you can see here, I've been doing quite well. And if you did watch the previous recap video on really a month ago, more than a month ago, on August 29th, I told you that I was going to focus primarily on one strategy, and that's trading over-the-counter stocks, first green day, and ideally intraday breakouts. And that's what I've been doing, alright? And yes, I'm not profitable yet. As you can see here, I'm still down $13, right? I've only taken 101 trades in my trading career, and I'm down $13, but no big problem. But overall, it does feel kind of great coming back down from really since the 27th of August, I've been on a roll, and that's whenever I went long ALYI, which I have a recap on that one. But ever since then, I've been doing quite well, roughly $1,500, right? And again, most of these trades, which I'm going to go over today, I'm not going to go over all of them, but I'll go over most of the trades. They're very similar. You'll see they're within the OTC market. It's buying a strong first green day over OTC with ideally a catalyst and most importantly volume. I want volume, and it must be solid price action, and that's what I've really been focusing on. As well, if you don't know who I am, I do have a full-time job, a 9 to 5, so I must work around that, and that's been kind of difficult overall, to be honest, because I'm not really in front of the screens all day long. I do come in the markets ideally into power hour, the last hour of the market day. As well, I check throughout the market day what are the biggest percent gainers, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to overcomplicate your trading. Keep it simple, you know. And how have I came back from roughly being down $1,500? It's by keeping it simple. Okay? I'm not doing nothing special here. It's keeping it simple, okay? And as well with your trading, you have to understand that yes, losing like this can be. I mean, I don't know if I said this in this video recap. Go watch it about the idea of losing, but I didn't expect this to happen, did I? No. I'm just taking trade by trade. You know, I take a trade on to the next. That's my mentality. Win or lose, it's on to the next, because in reality, you have to think big picture. One trade does not matter in the long run, but you must understand that you must think big picture, think long term, you know. And for me, as I said in the video recap a month ago, which I do highly encourage you to watch, which you probably won't, I said that losing is very important. It is important because yes, I am down roughly $13, right, out of 101 trades. No big deal, okay? Make fun of me all you want, but it took me to lose this much in order to realize that I need to focus on one or two things. And that's what I've been doing. I've been narrowing my focus to one or two strategies, all right? And whether you're winning or losing, that's all you really need to do is focus on a strategy with a clear definable edge in order to have consistency. And I mean, that's another really big question. I read, like, what is consistency? I mean, everyone has their own definition of consistency. I mean, I guess my definition of consistency would be being able to extract money from the markets on a weekly basis, you know? And I've been doing well. I'm not trading nearly as much as I would like to be. As I mentioned, I do have a full-time job, a 9 to 5, but again, you have to work trading around your schedule. And that's another topic. You don't have to trade every day. Would I want to be at home in front of the screens? Hell yes. But everything's temporary in life. I do plan to leave the 9 to 5 in January, so stay tuned for that. But let's just go over some trades. And again, all of these trades are verified in Profitly, but for some reason it shows me being down $80, and I'm not sure why. I'm down 14 bucks, but who knows. But again, these are verified, right? And I'll go over some trades. Friday, I go over the recent trades. Friday was it was one of my largest gains. Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's go over the month of September. September was overall great. Best month of a trader so far. 746 bucks, right? I mean, again, I'm trading with a small account. Don't judge me. I know many big traders that they make a lot more. But again, we all start somewhere, right? And overall, solid month. I just have to focus on, again, keeping the losses small. That's one of the key mistakes that I'm doing. As I mentioned in the August video recap, I didn't want to have a loss greater than $100. I had one there, and really that's all. It was just one PSRU this past week, and other than that, this one should have been a winner. I tried. It did gap up. Again, OTC, I was somewhat chasing this. I wasn't really confident about it, but we did have a strong gap up, and for some odd reason, again, I'm trading this via my phone. I got long from my desktop computer at my house, but again, 9 to 5, I'm at work during this time, and I'm trading via my phone, which again, I highly encourage you not to, but I was in a position, and I tried to get executed into this gap up, and for some odd reason, this stock was so tough to get executed, and I just got out for, again, a loss which I'm not happy about. 137, that's outside my risk level, and that kind of ruined the month. It didn't ruin it, it kind of dampened it for September, because I was up, take this trade away, it's a $850 month, but overall that's one loss, and other than that, these losses are minimized. $51 loss, 66, 65, 62, and again, notice that's what you want. You want your winners to be bigger than your losses, okay? And that's what I've been doing well. All of these are over-the-counter stocks, right? As I mentioned, most of them will be, okay? All of them are, except for CBAT. CBAT was a NASDAQ listed. That one I got kind of overconfident, over trading, and I got out. Oh, although I would have been on the right track, because the next day it did gap up. But overall, that's really nothing really special for the month of September, just taking singles, and that's the goal of any trader, is to take singles and they add up over time, you know, and that's really it. But overall, yesterday's trade was by far my best on WWR, roughly $434, and this one was a great one overall, because again, it's a nice classic Friday short squeeze. Again, I missed the entire action right here, but I got off work early, thank God, right? And I didn't buy it because right here, this was look at the long-term daily chart, right? The resistance, there was clear resistance at 426, right? And I didn't want to buy into this range because, number one, time. It was midday, and midday, yes, there was a strategy called the midday perk. That's if you have a clear edge, that's good. But for me, I track my trading, and I don't do well trading midday, so I waited to power hour. I waited to at least close to getting towards power hour. Then, as it perked up, I went long. And the only thing I do regret, yes, it's a solid win. I'm not getting greedy, but I do have 2 brokers accounts open, and the only thing that I do regret is not going long in the other one. I did have the order saved, but I did not execute it. I got long via E-Trade. I would have got long Thinkorswim because I had 3-day trades, and I didn't push I was just focused. I was zoned in, but no big deal. I got long at 410 off the breakout. I missed the $4 area. That would have been the key time to buy, but I wanted to be convinced that it'll break out and that stuff. So I paid a few cents extra, no big deal. And what a ride this was. Again, this is a classic short squeeze. Now, one of the common questions I always get is, how do you stay patient whenever you're in a trade? Like, for some people, for some traders, I know that they would have been shaken out, right? And all this movement up in this consolidation. But for me, again, going into every trade, you have to have a clear, number one, you always want to know where is your risk point, where is your mental stop or stop loss. It's either or. You always want to know where is your exit point. And for me, clear as day, 410, and my risk area was really, as long as I held 4, I was fine with that, okay? And you saw as it had nice consolidation right here, it didn't break 4, okay? I was patient, and consolidation is ideal because either way, it's 50-50 whenever it consolidates. It's going to go higher or lower, and you know with this one, it's again a Friday, volume was massive, and it's a sector play, right? And short sellers, they create tons of opportunity because again, for a short seller, if the only way to get out of your position is to buy, and buying the cover increases the price exponentially. Okay, and that's what you saw here. And yes, as you can see, I did leave a ton on the table on the first trade, right? But no big deal. I sold the strength of the first one, and that one was a nice $225 gain. And I was watching it again because again, it wasn't really close to market close. So in my opinion, I didn't know, but the odds said that this had potential to run even further. But I didn't want to chase this into the nice. I didn't want to chase into this mess right here. This is whenever it looked toppy to me. I didn't want to go long, so I waited for a dip. I waited for a dip buy, and we got that dip right into here, and that's when I went long. I went long at 465, as you can see in the trader view right here. And this one was probably the one I'm most proud of because I'm not great with dip buying, but it's something I'm going to be experimenting with. That's if I'm trading from my via home. But this one was ideal because again, buying off of the highs is a great strategy because number one, as I mentioned, short sellers, you have those who want to lock in profits, meaning they have to buy to cover, and you have dip buyers who missed this run up and want to get on a dip. So you have two things. You have covers from shorts and dip buyers, right? So two things that are going to theoretically push the stock price up, and that is what you saw here. And 465 is where I got long 500 shares, and I turned that into a quick 225 in less than 5 minutes. Again, I left a ton on the table. I sold at, what did I sell at? 565. I sold at 510, right? I sold at 510. Again, that's my target price. And okay, ideally when I want to sell, it's for a ratio. I always go for 3-to-1. I never go for 1-for-1. It's either going to be a win or a loss in my opinion. I play by the odds, okay? And 510 was the 3-to-1 ratio. Yes, I left a ton on the table, but no big deal, right? On to the next. And the last trade really was a scratch. It was a loss of $7, as you can see here. And properly, it got merged with this one right here. I don't know why I imported it to. I should have imported it to 3 trades, but it got merged. That's why you see 1,000 shares here. But I was aiming for another dip buy off of the highs, kind of a double bottom right here. I got long, right here, my fault, at 475. It had a nice bottom, and the risk was 470. A tighter stop, yes. But ideally, again, I was aiming for a nice rebound, but we didn't get that and no dice. So I protected my gains and I moved on, right? Cut out my losses quickly. and that saved me in the end. But overall, strategy, it's a Friday runner, Friday short squeeze, buying the high of day break and going for the ride, and always selling to strength. That's one thing I'm working on, selling to strength, and do not get greedy. And that's one of the great benefits of knowing when you should have a target price. And again, I showed you this last time. I guess I'll show you it again. I use this. I mean, I do it primarily in every trade I take, and this is really what determines when I get out, Like, for instance, before going into any trade, you ask yourself, how much dollar max am I willing to lose, And let's say you feel comfortable risking 50, right? And let's say in this example that you buy the high day break at $4 and you want to risk $3.90, right? 10 cents a share. That's roughly $2,000 invested, 500 shares, and with the risk price of $3.90, meaning if it goes to $3.90, you're going to lose $50. Now again, that's not unless you put a hard stop that's going to be exact, but if you use a mental, then you have to tell yourself, I'm going to stick to my rules and cut losses quickly if $3.90 breaks. And target price is $4.30, right? $4.30 would have been a nice gain of what? $50, $150. And you can always adjust this. I mean, 1-to-1, I really don't recommend, but 2-for-1, except you understand the point, right? I use this primarily in every trade I take. Again, it's not exact science, right? That's something I didn't make that spreadsheet. I got it off YouTube. So if you really want to know what that is, it's on YouTube, I believe. Just look it up. I believe it's called a risk reward calculator on YouTube. If you really want to know what that is, that's what I use. Okay. But that's really it for this recap. I really wanted to keep it short and simple. But again, I guess the key takeaways are just, number one, narrow your focus on 1 or 2 strategies. And before you begin that, always ask why, Like, before you go into a trade, you always want to know why. Why do I want to trade this stock? What is my goal? Okay, what's the worst case scenario? And that's the big. Always think why, and whatever you do, And going forward, I'm gonna be doing the same thing. All right, just focusing on over-the-counter stocks first screen day, and Nasdaq strong first screen day, and we'll see how the odds play. But other than that, that's really all I want to talk about. We'll see what happens going forward. Who knows where I'll be next month? I don't know. But again, I'm going to keep my risk very small. I know I said last month I'm only going to be risking $30, but honestly, this entire run-up, I've been risking 60. I mean, as you can see on the trades I've just showed you, I've not been listening to myself, because I've been having losses of $66, $65. But that's where we're just going to be doing that. I'm just going to be risking $60 on every trade. And that's another important thing here, okay? Everyone has their own unique risk thresholds, okay? Everyone's different, okay? Risk a dollar amount which is comfortable to you, okay? And don't be, who cares if they judge you if you trade small size? I'm trading small size. I don't give a shit. It shouldn't matter in the beginning of your trading career, okay? The only thing that matters is that you stay in the game, is that you don't blow up. And that's really what I encourage you, if you really have a small account like I do, is to trade small, and most importantly, track your trades and focus on 1 or 2 setups that work and eliminate the rest, and play by the odds, okay? Don't be afraid if you lose a trade. Don't be bummed out if you lose, okay? Because again, I lost since for freaking 3 months. I was in a drawdown, okay? I mean, if you really want to know, I was in a drawdown from from May to August. I was on a steep dive, and I feel like most traders would have thrown the towel at this point. But again, I told you this before, if not many times, I'll tell you in the future. I never got into this game for the monetary value. I was just simply hooked. I still am hooked. This is a business, okay? And like any business, there is going to be tuition, expenses, and the stock market, you're going to lose. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. But as I said before, your goal is to learn from your mistakes in order to benefit you in the future, right? And I've been having a hell of a run since August 27th, okay? But I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to get cocky. I'm just going to take it one trade at a time and on to the next, okay? That's the mentality that I want you to have, and I hope I still have a month from now when I report back to you. But overall, things are going well. 101 trades in my trading career, down a whopping $14. But we'll see what happens next month, and I'll see you then.